So I thought I would dissect this whole interest rate hike and what it means to mortgage holders a little bit more. So if you're in a fixed term mortgage, which by the way about 70% of mortgage holders are, the rate hike that we've just experienced has little to no effect over the short run. And we would suggest that, we're probably into maybe a couple years of higher rates to impact this or to try and bring down inflation. So there's a good possibility that these rate hikes have very little impact on you in the short term. Now, what about of those of you that are in a variable rate mortgage? So there's about 30% of Canadians, according to the Bank of Canada, who own a mortgage or who have a mortgage, maybe the mortgage owns them, are in a variable rate mortgage. And about 80% of those in a variable rate mortgage, so 4 out of 5 variable rate mortgages, are what's called, I say this with a little bit of hesitation, a fixed payment sort of mortgage. So in other words, what the bank has done in your mortgage is they've determined a payment, and then your rate fluctuates with prime, and it's just a function of how much of that level monthly payment goes towards principal and interest. But as we get into this type of rate hike, there does come a point where you have a trigger point where your payment does not essentially cover the cost of the interest on your mortgage, and something needs to change. And if that happens to you, your bank will reach out to you in most cases. You can certainly reach out to them as well and determine a course forward. It might mean a higher monthly payment. It might mean a longer term. It might mean moving over to a fixed rate mortgage. So there are options available, but I would say that those of you who are in a variable rate mortgage probably need to keep your eyes a little bit closer on what's happening with the overnight rate and the prime rate, because your mortgage is completely tied to the prime rate, different than a fixed rate mortgage, and you could be looking at higher payments, and you're certainly looking at paying off less principal as interest rates rise. So there it is, folks. If you have any questions, reach out. Happy to kind of dissect this some more for you or provide you some insight on the value of your home currently. But again, if you're in a variable rate mortgage and you're at all worried, you might want to figure out what your trigger point is for a change in your mortgage.